Hello students, good morning. I, Zubeen of St. Paul High School, welcome you once again. In this video, we will be continuing with the chapter number 2 of History, India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj, part 3. Here we will be studying the following points: the conflict with the Ahoms, conflict with the Sikh, conflict with Rajputs, and conflict with the Marathas. Let us now study the first conflict, that is conflict with the Ahoms. Conflict with Ahom. In the 13th century CE, the people of Shan community settled down in the valley of river Brahmaputra. They established their kingdom there. They were locally known as Ahom people. While Aurangzeb ruled, the Ahoms had a prolonged struggle, that is for a longer time, with the Mughals. The Mughals attacked the Ahoms region. The Ahoms united under the leadership of Gadar Sinha. Commander Lachit Borbican gave an intense battle against the Mughals. Let us study about who is Lachit Borbican. Lachit Borbican, born on 24th November 1622, was a commander and Borbican in the Ahom kingdom, located in present-day Assam, India. Known for his leadership in 1671 Battle of Saraighat that thwarted a drawn-out attempt by Mughal forces under the command of Ram Singh I to take over Ahom kingdom. He died about a year later due to illness. On 24th November each year, Lachit Divas is celebrated in Assam to commemorate the heroism of Lachit Borbican, the victory of the Assamese army at the Battle of Saraighat. The Ahoms used the guerrilla technique in the conflict against the Mughals. It became impossible for Mughals to create a strong base in Assam. Next conflict we will be studying about the conflict with the Sikh. Conflict with the Sikh. The ninth Guru of the Sikh, Guru Tegh Bahadur, protested strongly against Aurangzeb's policy of religious intolerance. Aurangzeb imprisoned him and beheaded him in 1675. After him, Guru Gobind Singh became the Guru of Sikh. Guru Gobind Singh organized his followers and encouraged their martial spirit. He organized the Sikh youth into a fighting force called the Khalsa Dal. Their headquarters were at Anandpur. Aurangzeb sent his army to fight the Sikh. His army attacked Anandpur. Although the Sikh fought fearlessly, they did not succeed. After that, Guru Gobind Singh came to the Deccan in 1708. There was an attempt on his life when he was at Nanded. Soon after, the Guru succumbed to his wounds. Let's study the next conflict, that is conflict with the Rajputs. Conflict with the Rajputs. Akbar had secured the cooperation of the Rajputs with his policy of amicable relation, that is characterized by friendliness. Aurangzeb could not obtain the cooperation of Rajputs. After the death of Rana Jaswant Singh of Marwar, Aurangzeb annexed his kingdom to the Mughal Empire. Durgadas Rathod crowned Jaswant Singh minor son Ajit Singh as the king of Marwar. Durgadas fought hard against the Mughals. Aurangzeb sent Prince Akbar to Marwar to crush the resistance of Durgadas. Prince Akbar joined hands with Rajput and rose in revolt against Aurangzeb. An effort was made to seek help from the Marathas in Maharashtra. In this revolt, Durgadas continued the struggle against the Mughals for the existence of Marwar. The last conflict, we are going to study is about the conflict with the Marathas. Conflict with the Marathas. In Maharashtra, Swaraj was established under the leadership of Shivaji Maharaj. In his efforts to establish Swaraj, Shivaji Maharaj had to fight with the Mughals too, along with the other enemies. Aurangzeb came down to the Deccan after the death of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj with the intention of conquering the whole of South India. But the Marathas offered stiff resistance to Aurangzeb and defended their independence. We shall study this struggle later on. Here we come to the end of the chapter number 2, India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. I want my students to solve the question answers of the chapter 2, India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. The answers you will be getting from all the 3 videos. Thank you.